Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and I'm here at the finish line of the 2016 Western States 100. I'm with women's second place finisher Amy Sproston. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm not sore. I feel like I could go run today. So
I've seen you in a lot of different ways at this race. There have been some good races and some less good races, at least physically.
it's funny because I had done this in 2011, 12, and 13. And my times have been like in 1911, 1925, 1936, so very consistent,
right?
But very, very different races.
And yeah, some days you're kind of hobbling around the finish line afterwards, and today
I've never run around the track as fast as I did yesterday. Like I'm usually, shuffling in. So.
Is there anything to which you attribute feeling so good during the race and feeling so good today?
No, I mean I haven't done any longer training runs really, so I think quad death is one of those mysteries that. Yeah, I mean I probably averaged more training miles this year, and I also did a lot of lifting, so maybe it's the lifting.
Some strength training.
Yeah, a lot of like heavy like deadlifts and squats and yeah.
Okay, well, so walk us through your race. Things started sort of casual with the girls. I mean, you're traveling together, but at a more moderate pace than some years in the past. Talk about the early.
You know, my splits were actually because I had the splits from when I did 1911. In 2012, and I was kind of hitting those splits all day for the most part. But I usually feel like I'm pretty good the first, like I'm not sure I could run much faster through Forest Hill generally, but then like I usually kind of, not fall apart, but I'm not super, people put all the ground on me in the last 40 miles, so that was my goal, was to try to move better the last 40.
And you did?
You know, I did, but I also didn't necessarily until like the last 140. I didn't know anyone was behind me. I mean, you know that everyone's behind you except for,
the one in front of you.
The one in front of you.
Casey!
Except for Casey. And I had I was at the training camp and watching Casey run the training camp. I kind of assumed she would crush it.
Yep.
So I was thrilled to be within like a little less than an hour of her. So
yeah.
I wasn't actually, I mean, you're always trying to not give up ground, but I had no, grand notion of catching her at any point.
Yeah.
But also not trying to let people behind you pass, but you can get a little lazy when you don't know how far behind people are. So I had no idea Devin was getting close until I got to the Highway 49 crossing, and my crew was like, Devin was like 4 minutes back the last run. And we had kind of casually gone up that climb to 49. So then I was like, and apparently she was 2 minutes back at 49.
Uh-huh.
So I took off and I dropped my pacer pretty, like right at the start of the descent down to no hands. And then, I ran that section much, much faster than I ever have. So
hammered the last. Yeah, Devin Yanko is not somebody who I would imagine you'd want.
Well, and it's funny because I saw a baby black bear right as I was going up Roby.
No way.
And I could hear a huge rustling noise in the bushes. I'm like, this isn't going to be one of those like Tammy, Nikki, where you're like, you wait for the bear and then you sprint in on the track. I don't want to sprint against Devin on the track ever. So
right.
Yeah.
So you saw, this was climbing up to Roby Point in the night, you saw a baby bear, and then what happened?
He just ran off to the side, and then I could hear a big rustle off to my side, so I just kept going. You don't want to get between that. So I was kind of already in the middle of it, so I
just went.
Moved along.
Kept going.
Yeah.
So you're now a 4-time finisher of Western States. You've seen this race in all different weather and all different conditions. Talk about the conditions out there. Was there any snow that sort of reflected or affected your race? How was the
I hate running on snow, and there really was no snow to run on, which is good. Again, I've had pretty similar times here, and my middle time, 1925, was my 3rd place, and 1911 I was 8th in 2012, and then 8th in 2011, and so for me I feel like a hot year is better because it really seems to affect a lot of people, and it doesn't necessarily seem to affect me too much. So
you're Oregonian. It's not like you guys.
If you look at the top 10 for men and women, Andrew Miller is from Corvallis, so that's cold. He's now living in Flagstaff, but he's like an Oregonian, native Oregonian. We had Jeff Browning was 3rd, Ian Charman was 6th, I was 2nd. So I was kind of joking about the group think predictions because none of us were. Ian probably had more votes than any of us, but none of us were very highly ranked.
Predicted high.
And I feel like Oregon, we have a pretty good track record here. So.
You have a great track record, and given the conditions of the race, the climactic conditions, I'm always surprised that Oregon fares well in the heat here.
No, I think we also, do put a lot into heat training. And yeah, I mean, I think in the end, like I had an ice bandana on and I almost was cold a lot of the day.
So you've been 8th at Western States twice, 3rd once, 2nd once. Do you get thinking about that one position up now that you've fulfilled
I
two of
think
the
everyone
podium?
wants to win states, and I think it's it's all about everything coming together on the day. And yesterday, I mean, my legs never bothered me. I mean, usually, one year I had quad death by Michigan Bluff. Like usually, I'm again lumping around the track. Like my quads aren't tender at all today. They feel great. But I did have stomach issues, and I started puking at like last chance, and then I basically just kind of puked to the finish.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I had a good race, but like there were definitely things that could be improved upon for everything to click. Although nutrition is one of those things that I still just always struggle with in hundreds. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
It was
something you
better
think
yesterday.
about.
Like I was trying to do 300 calories an hour until I puked.
And then it was
And I did that for like the
whatever
first
you
6
can.
hours, and I figured I'd switch to liquid calories, and that's kind of what I did. But I wasn't getting a whole lot in.
After that, just trying to get in what you could.
Yeah, get in. Hopefully some of the calories get absorbed. You puke again, you get more in.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Amy, in the last couple of years, we've seen you do some wild races around the world, and you've come back to sort of, an American home race, Western States. Where do we see you next?
I will be at UTMB this year.
Okay.
And then I'm also doing the Cappadocia Ultra Trail in Turkey, which is one of the future Ultra Trail races. I've done another 50 miler in Turkey, and I had a lot of good trail running buddies over there from a couple of work trips I was on that I just happened to be over there during the race. So I know John Medinger was giving me crap recently for like not racing in the US anymore, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm only getting opportunities to travel for a couple of years of my life, and so, I travel all the time to work too, but like, it's hard to
Traveling
pass
for
up
fun.
international race opportunities, so I've kind of focused on that the last 2 or 3 years, I guess.
So UTMB and Turkey.
And Turkey, and then, I was gonna try, because it's my 10th year of ultra running this year. My first ultra was Mountain Masochist in 2006. So I really thought I would go back to that, but it turns out it's like a week or two after Turkey, so I don't think I'm gonna make it. Or maybe a Hellgate. I really like that race. Or just, Turkey would be a good end of the year.
Yeah. Well, perhaps Doc Horton will be waiting for you.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you on your 2nd place finish. It was great to watch, to sort of see you ride your highs with wisdom yesterday and not ride them too high, and then to ride your lows smoothly.
Well, thank you.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Thanks, Amy.